Well, we've woken up at Koro Island. We're in Dere Bay, which is at the northwestern corner of Koro Island, and it's a stunning island, beautiful. There's no tourism here. There are a couple of resorts in this bay. We came in last night, we anchored just before dark. We're in about 30 meters of water here, and the charts were really good. Some good advice available online for anchoring here. We tried to get in earlier, but it was quite a long trip. We were in the lee of a big island for most of the way, so we had like 10 knots of wind, which isn't really enough to sail downwind in. Actually, we had the motor on just about the whole way, but we got here and we dropped the hook and chilled out. It's a pretty tiring day yesterday, but we're ready for action this morning, and we're gonna put the tender in the water. It's an interesting bay, this one. There's two resorts, and then there's some other housing. It's hard to know where to go, to be honest. So, because the resorts look very quiet, and there's a couple of little boats and a car, so I guess we'll head over there and see who we can see.
While Adam gets a tender into the water, let us fill you in with what's been happening. After getting our Fijian cruising permit, we left Savusavu and sailed 46.5 nautical miles to Viani Bay on the eastern side of Vanua Levu to snorkel the Rainbow Reef. Considered one of the best diving and snorkeling places in the South Pacific, and is said to be the soft coral capital of the world. We spent a week anchored in Viani Bay, enjoying its stunning landscapes, but the time had come for us to start sailing west. We will be sailing from Vanua Levu to Vitu Levu, and along the way we will be stopping at Koro and Makogai Islands before making our way up the broad passage and eventually entering Vitu Levu's northern reef. Yesterday we motor sailed 51.8 nautical miles from Viani Bay to Dere Bay on Koro Island. The next morning we couldn't believe our eyes as we woke up to the raw beauty of Koro Island and realised we were in the company of 3 turtles. This would have to be one of the best places we've ever enjoyed a cup of coffee. As we made our way closer to shore, we could see the fringing reef, and eventually this stopped us from going any further. This morning we attempted to go to shore, but one of the issues we have is because we're anchoring in such deep water, there's a lot of coral and bommies around the shore, and we couldn't really get to shore. So we've just met a couple of locals. They stopped by in their boat, we asked them some questions and they told us how to get to shore. So this is attempt number 2.
Let's go. We're going to jump in the tender and try and get to the dock this time.
Yeah,
we couldn't get to last time. It's
a resort, so hopefully we can get a coconut or something.
Yeah.
Okay, watch us. It's very shallow here, so we're just going to row, but have a look at this, it's so beautiful. Okay, so it's just getting a bit too shallow, so we're going to turn around.
That's how you do it.
Nice.
Go. This is the nozzle of the, so we can poke it down.
Yes.
You've got 3 eyes here.
Yeah.
So you choose which one of them you're going to poke.
Ah, the eyes, yeah.
See, it's like the eyes.
So you poke in through the eye?
Yeah, poke the eyes.
With what? Like a screwdriver?
A knife or, no, it's only too soft. It's too soft.
Ah, yeah. So
I'm going to cut this out so you can put it on a scale.
Ah, yep.
So you
Yep.
not stump it.
looks like there's a sand island over here, so we're going to go check it out. A few bits of coral, so I'm just going to slowly go around them, see if we can get to the sand island. Wow, this is a cool. It's a bit of a, 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 it's a b here. Time to lift up the outboard. Little breakers. There's some birds around and I'm not sure if they're nesting here or something, so I'm just gonna leave again because they sort of look a bit disturbed. But it's certainly a pretty amazing little spot. It's very amazing. Just broken coral sand, and it's probably about 20 or so birds here, and the waves are just washing around the side, sort of on an angle around the island. Little 30 centimetre waves. And there's a reef all around beyond that. So it's about 6:15 in the morning and the sun's not quite up yet, but we are, and we're just doing final preps to put to sea. Koro Island's an interesting one. It's the 7th largest island of the Fijian group. Koro Sea was named after it, so I'm told, and it's beautiful. Rich volcanic, nutrient-rich soils, lots of rich rainforest. So we've been here for a couple of days. We've really enjoyed it. We've been the only ones here. We've met some locals. Now today we're going to do about a 32-mile passage across the Koro Sea to the west. We're going to an island called Makogai, and there's some pretty cool stuff going on at Makogai in terms of conservation and restoration. They're working with clams, they're working with coral, and we can go and see what they're up to. So just doing the last preps. Need to get the engine running, get ready to get the anchor up, and then we can push off for Makogai. Just heading out using the same path that we created to come in, and very soon we'll go from about 40 meters to too deep to measure. And we're under sail now, making good progress. We've got a little over 15 knots, just a little bit forward of the beam. So making good progress, 6 or 7 knots, and sailing really nicely towards our destination. So it's nice because the last couple of passages in the Koro Sea have been very light or difficult, so a lot of motoring or motor sailing. So it's just really nice to have all the sails up and to be getting pushed along by the wind. It's awesome.
It's beautiful sailing. We've got it just on the beam between 12 and 16 knots, but we're slowly making our way around, and then the wind's coming behind us. But there's hardly any swell. The sea's very calm, just a little bit of wind chop, but nothing too bad. We're all happy. It's very warm. The sun is very, very warm. So keeping the sun off us is paramount. Yeah, so it's good sail so far.
All good. A few boobies flying around, and we're on course. Also, another update is, I thought it was high time that we got the fishing line out. So we're just trolling a lure, and needless to say, there's been no fish been out for about 10 minutes, so I'll show you that as well. So fingers crossed, because a little bit of fresh tropical pelagic fish, mahi or tuna, would be really nice today. We'll see.
And I didn't mention this, but yeah, the other day when we were sailing from Viani Bay, Viani Bay to Koro Island, we saw these red-footed boobies, and it was weird because they were in the distance and they were on the water, but at the same time it didn't look like they were sitting on the water. And so I had the binos out, but it wasn't clear enough to see what they're doing, but it looked like they were just above the water. And then lo and behold, we sailed past one, and it's standing on a coconut. So obviously they use coconuts to stand on the water, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, very clever. Yeah.
Very entertaining. So time for a snack. We've got some New Zealand lamb patties that we brought with us. So we had some for dinner last night, and just going to cook up the last two now. Simple meal, if you can call it that, one each. It's a pretty basic meal, right? But it's going to be nice. And we're going along at about 6 to 7 knots. So it's been a nice sail. We're approaching Makogai. Koro Island has pretty much disappeared over the horizon behind us. That's where we left from this morning. And Makogai is getting more detailed. You can start to see trees and detail on the land. And we're going to be approaching around the north side of it and heading in the western passage. So still a little way to go. But Hydrovane's been doing a great job, and we've just been monitoring the course. Been on a broad reach recently and quite light, 13 to 14 knots of wind, so we're just going along at 5 and a bit knots. But yeah, we're getting there. There's Makogai. There's two main, there's a main island and then there's a smaller island, and we're going to be coming around the northern side, which is about there, wrapping around into the far side and into the pass. So quite a small pass, I think, so we'll definitely film that. And we'll have Vicky up on the bow doing a bow watch for coral, so we are all good. Looking forward to getting to Makogai. So we're on approach to Makogai now. This is Makogai. There's a surrounding reef. This is us here. So we're just going to come along this part of on the outside of the reef, and then this area here, this is a channel. We're going to come through where that line is. So inside the reef, and then we will make our way over to the anchorage, which is here. And we'll anchor in this location here. So not far to go now. If I zoom out, show you where we've come from. We've come from up here today. So we've come across, about to enter the reef and anchor at Makogai. So just coming right through the pass now. It's turquoise water out there, which is the shallow bit, and we're just making our way through. Vicky's up on the bow, and we're entering the Makogai lagoon. So we've just entered the passage to Makogai Island, and Vicky's been on the bow, and let's hear from Vicky about what it was like on the bow going through the passage.
Freaking terrifying. It's choppy, the wind is blowing up to 16-17 knots, so there's a wind chop, and it's hard to know because I can't see anything because it's cloudy, and I'm totally reliant on Adam navigating, and
I was relying on you.
well, I'm holding on for dear life at the front of the bow. Yeah. Like my brother would say, maybe I should get good at navigation.
Did you see any coral?
I just saw, when the sun came out, patches of white sand. Like you could see the bottom. And that was terrifying. Because again, I don't have any information being up there. So I just have to relay that to you and hope for the best.
You could see coral over to the side though, eh?
That big blue patch, yes, that was obvious. If it was all like that, that would be okay.
Yeah.
But so far where we've entered is deep, and so you can't see anything. Yeah, but there's a big blue patch of coral to the side. So, yeah, it's an interesting experience entering these reefs. It's definitely upping our game a little bit, because I don't know how reliable the charts are, but Adam downloads Google Earth too. So what else can we do?
So the next step is we're just motoring across the lagoon and then we're going to anchor. So there's a few bommies in the anchorage. So kindly have Vic again on the bow. Just checking, making sure we're not about to do anything silly. Yeah, so far so good.
So here we are at Makogai Island.
We've arrived.
How many, what were the stats?
It was about 32 miles and was it 5 hours and something? 5 hours, let's just say 5 hours and 10 minutes. And average speed 5.6 knots. It was a pretty good trip, eh? It was nice sailing.
We sailed the whole way except coming into the lagoon, and it was good. Top speed or average speed?
5.6 knots.
5.6.
Yeah.
It was beautiful sailing, really. But now it's clouded over. But this is going to be our first Savusavu.
Yeah, so we geared up. It's very hot right now.
Yeah. I have to wear a sarong, so don't worry, I've got shorts on underneath. And before we're allowed to swim or do anything, we have to go and ask permission to be here. So we got, we have our carver, which we're going to go and ask for permission from the chief. And the other exciting part about being here is they have a turtle farm, and I think it's to increase the population of turtles, which I've heard is working. Because you see a lot of turtles here. They are replenishing the giant clam population because that's on the vulnerable list. And I heard that someone said something about replenishing the coral for Fiji, who grow here. Not sure about that one. So anyway, we're going to go ashore. It is beautiful here. It's probably the most beautiful anchorage we've been in. We say that every time we pull into an anchorage. But this is very sheltered. We'll show you in a minute what it all looks like. Anything to add, Skip?
No, we're all good. Let's go.
Yeah. Is Makogai. It's about a rain shower is just coming through, unfortunately. But here it is. It's beautiful. Look how sheltered it is. There's another yacht out there. Quite squally today, but very, very warm. And then there's Skippy.
Gosh, it's hot.
It is, yeah.
This water's nice and clear though.
It's going to about to start that. And we're going there, to that little settlement where everything happens. So yeah, come with us. Makogai also has a rich history of being a former leprosy colony, and some of those buildings still stand on the island today. Unfortunately for us, seeing Makogai was not to be. After doing Savusavu, we were warmly welcomed to the island, but they asked if we could return in the morning to be shown the island and explored then. But we were leaving early the next morning as we had to continue our journey to Vitu Levu. Join us next time as we make our way up the broad passage and into Vitu Levu's reef, leaving Fiji's eastern islands behind. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy our videos, please consider subscribing, Give us a thumbs up and share with those who you think will enjoy it too. A massive thank you to our Patreons for your support. It means a lot to us. See you next Sunday.